Welcome to another edition of XFeed. My name is The Schiller. Today, we're talking a little bit about music, a little bit about CryptoKitty speculation, a little bit about what be going on over in the cool cat area of the blockchain space. And just listen, to be honest, I do we even care about other things, right? Like we see the news headlines, we read different components of it, but do you actually go out there and care about what's going on elsewhere? Or is it more, hey, like I'm kind of paying attention to be able to reference whatever I have, to be able to pay attention to other things? We've talked about it a lot, but I really do think that there is almost nothing currently that brings the space together other than, a certain mint at a point, but I feel like we haven't really seen any mints. Now, I did notice that the grape pad, which was like the grapes launch pad, which they sold their collection. We've highlighted that before, whatever, but they just keep posting all these random tokens. It's like a pre-sale, an actual sale, and these things. Like there's so many of them. How in the halibut are we at the stage where we can still have a whole bunch of new innovative things coming? Is that actually happening? Is it all fluff? I don't know. Now, on the topic of musical NFTs, guys, when was the last time you heard about Audius? Supposed to be a big player. Checking out Cointelegraph news channels this morning from Savannah. It says Web3 music streaming brings direct stablecoin payouts to musicians. So we go over to the Audius site. Kind of looks immediately like a kind of a cross between X and iTunes, right? I don't know how to describe it in a different way, but just, quickly going on through the artists that they do have on here: Deadmau5, Skrillex, Zed, Kenny Beats, Matt OX, Aluna, Diplo, Lulu, Zue, Rez. Yo, Brumachowski, what's going on there, Unar? Holy smokes! I need to add the text box to this because I just realized it's not here, and you can't see what the hell you're saying. The chat box, we are gonna add source. Yo, listen, Brumachowski, if you want to copy pasta that again, maybe we can see it up on the screen and get the real vibes going. But the point being of why we're bringing this up is, does it make you say, hey, these artists are on this platform, I'm going to go out of my way to purchase specifically from that? Are you only going to go and do stuff that is on your traditional iTunes, Spotify, etc.? What's in it for you, DJ Toasty? The Schiller. What's going on? Have you ever seen the movie We're the Millers? Right? It's got Jennifer Aniston in it. It's got the one kid in it. I don't know who the other actors are, to be totally honest, but there was a moment within that film where they talked about abstinence in that, because I think the parents are teaching the young ones about, what, and I was in like a sold out theater, and I don't know why I found that line really funny, so I started laughing. But at the time, I had like this really over theatrical laugh that I just couldn't handle, to the point that if ever I started laughing, I felt like I was gonna puke. And so that starts happening after that line, and the whole theater absolutely erupts with laughter. And I'm like, I don't know, maybe I need to get paid by this theater. We can bring more entertainment. That's the plan. You know what I mean? Yo, Bill, I'm gonna call you Bill Movie. Bill Green, what's going on? Great movie, no regrets. True. Yeah, the neck tattoo guy is in that movie. Guys, remember We're the Millers? Yeah, no regret. I like how everybody's got that point of reference, right? Because it brings people together. When is that going to happen in Web3? Holy smokes, we're waiting. But again, just wanting to re-highlight Audius. Are we going to see music, NFTs, Web3, all that kind of stuff pick up a little bit? Maybe we'll see. And whack me. True. What's going on? Hypnotoad. So Cardano millionaire. Listen, some people fud Cardano for everything, but somebody's a millionaire out there. Invest $700,000 in innovative good ag crypto project. Now, not to call anybody out, but Hunar, I feel like you would be the kind of guy that'd be like, listen, we got to come up with something to praise people. We're going to call them good eggs. Right? And then you build out a reward system. It's like the new version of participation trophies, because it's gotten kind of stale. When you go to an event, they just give you, hey, here's your participation one. But imagine if it's a trophy that's a good ag trophy. Listen, youngsters would love it. I fell asleep during Iron Man and moaned in my sleep during the death scene when the theater was dead quiet. Who the hell falls asleep in a theater at this point in time? Now, when you're talking about Iron Man, that was... holy shit, bro. Was that not 15, 20 years ago? Insane. So what the hell is this good ag thing? Meme with social dating benefits plus. All right, we have a crypto with benefits site. Insane. Good egg is more than just a meme coin, says everybody. We can just coin so many terms of just absolute BS, to be honest. Join the world's number 1 crypto movement aimed at connecting people virtually whilst having a positive social impact. They are, I guess, like almost 80% through. They've raised $644,000 American. That's probably like a milli Canadian. Unbelievable for a good egg. Hunter, what? Listen, we thought about birds. Hunar is a talented individual. We got to get some creative juices flowing, and we're launching Bad Egg. That's what we do. We take an idea and we just copy pasta. You know what I mean? Or Avengers, I think. Who even cares? You know what I mean? Brutal. So, all right, YGG to bring parallel trading card game. It's Web3. Kind of funny, to YGT Play Summit for a $100,000 tournament. So we've highlighted a little bit about how DAOs, guilds, when are they going to get into some of these different games? It's felt like generally it's been quiet within that realm. And Guild Games, the Web3 Guild Protocol, is partnered with Parallel TCG to bring the Web3 title to the YGG Play Summit in Manila, Philippines, in a $100,000 prize pool. Love to see big money getting put into the different games. True. We already looked at that a little bit earlier. Okay. How's everybody doing, by the way? You having a good... Listen, 1 day away from Friday. Not bad, eh? Not bad. So this is a little bit of a post on RWA's real-world assets, and we'll read this, and then there's a clip that follows, and the clip is really awesome. I'm increasingly convinced that the real-world asset trend is the early stages of getting the traditional finance system onto blockchains in a way that we have not seen yet. Some of the world's largest financial institutions are already putting tokenized funds on-chain, and I think we are just at the very early stages of this trend. I fully agree. Chainlink already powers many of the top real-world assets, and the need for both data and cross-chain working in one system is even greater here than it initially was in DeFi, and we're starting to see a lot of activity pick up in Chainlink if you haven't seen. There will also be tokenization platforms which integrate the highly secure and widely adopted Chainlink data and cross-chain standards to power various key aspects of RWA tokenization. So here's a quick 60-second clip from this gentleman talking about RWAs.
This once again contributes to the new direction of our industry, which is not just about more cryptocurrencies, more meme coins, more artificial yield, cycling and recycling all of these things. It's actually about net new value coming in from the traditional market and coming in not in the hundreds of billions, but in the trillions. That's the next kind of stage of our industry as a whole. And personally, I believe that the real-world asset trend and the real-world asset
in our Scottish brand Schiller, Drew,
category will relatively soon in the next few years overcome the total value of cryptocurrencies. And then our industry, by definition, by the numbers, will not be about cryptocurrencies. It'll be about blockchain technology enabling things like real-world assets. And that's what the blockchain industry will be.
Very nice. How much? It's very interesting watching the RWA space open up a little bit more. And again, if you are interested in learning, because there is a lot and some very, very smart individuals that are out there, we do have the podcast of the RWA segments available in the description down below if you're on YouTube or on X in my bio. I would love for you guys to go check that out. Loki, the bird. Choo-choo. Wait, no, is that a train or a bird? Either way, we're headed into a future where you'll consume more digital assets, NFTs, than physical goods. I agree with this massively. I kind of had the realization, I want to say like a couple of years ago. I don't know if it was like initially when I first got into NBA Top Shot and all the, the crazy boom of stuff. You have almost like a visor on, right? Where that happens and you're like, oh, all right, well, this is the future in the moment. And then it kind of dwindles down and you're like, are people actually going to care about this stuff? And then you go back to traditional playing video games. You care about what character skins you're rocking, just everything digital. I mean, I'd rather hang out here online. We're going to talk and hang out with the Brumachowskis. You know what I'm saying? I'm already living in that world. In the last 5 years, I haven't bought a car, a watch, or any luxury items, only essential clothes. Now, also, what's kind of funny about that is if you buy like any of these items, like a car, watch, whatever from new, like the value just immediately gets kiboshed, right? Like... like a quarter of the value is completely gone whenever something is not new and it's now used. So Again, I think the realization, people getting a little bit smarter on how they want to spend their hard-earned money. Generational shifts and tech advancements will drive this transition. We're still early, but it is coming. True. Okay, massive, massive news that could help kind of elevate all this. Now, before we even get into the announcement, I want you to look at this screen graphic. So we have this character that's kind of like Wukong, the new massive video game, or maybe the League of Legends player. But then over in the corner, you see a dragon. And this kind of looks like in that second season of Game of Thrones where they have Karth. Yeah, it's called Karth, right? And you have the dragons. Over on the far side, we have the mountains. Is this Lord of the Rings? What's in the centerpiece here? Is this the Hunger Games? We can put all these kind of notions and thinking, hey, maybe this is IP that we're into. Maybe it's not, but what is this announcement? We're delighted to reveal we've joined forces with Weta Workshop, and this is coming from the Readyverse, which we've highlighted, a part of Futureverse, to reveal the first epic visuals of Visit Open, our AAA Battle Royale experience that merges legendary IPs into one interoperable experience. So we started talking about some of the different IPs. Imagine that you are in a Battle Royale game where you are out there able to play all these different ones. Yo, Brew Machowski, what's going on, Mr. Pitch Dark? So, going through this article, as announced previously, Open is modeled in part on Ready Player One, in that it will offer a virtual world filled with recognizable IPs. Some of the partners that have been announced already include DeLorean, Reebok, and Cool Cats. And now it's kind of interesting, and this is coming from GameSpot, which has like 5 million followers on X. It didn't seem to get like a whole lot of traction on the post itself, but I mean, when you say Cool Cats in this fashion, I feel like most people know what Reebok is. DeLorean, I would assume most people know that that's the car brand, or if you say that or somebody looks it up, but I don't know for like the traditional world if Cool Cats really has that strong of a name, but it is noted that they chose to highlight that brand specifically within this, maybe towards the Web3 crowd. Readyverse co-founders Aaron McDonald, Shara Senderoff, Dan Farah, and Ernest Klein said in a joint statement that teaming up with Weta allows the team to create content never before seen in gaming. It's an honor to build our vision hand in hand with the best. So here's a quick little trailer for this if you guys haven't seen. I do think it is kind of neat, so enjoy. Too shabby. A Futureverse is dead, says Mr. Pitch Dark. To be honest, it's actually crazy that we've really not seen any kind of traction or interest. People have, started following the accounts and whatnot, but in terms of people going out and purchasing any of the NFTs, and as well, we've seen the Third Kingdom come out. I don't actually know if we've seen a whole lot of uptick at all. We'll go check this out. 25. Well, so hold on. We got to triple check here, because if it's deployed Prism, it's a lower price. So the Prism's still holding around $35, $40, which was kind of since the day before. The Third Kingdom land looks like it's come down quite a bit. These were going for, I think, like about $120. So the game's come out, people are choosing, we don't want to touch it. Listen, it's broken. We're not going anywhere near it. So that is totally fair. And I'm pretty shocked at how scuffed the initial launch of that was, when obviously there was a lot of people in the community being like, hey, we'll test this, whatever we can do, we'll be here. That didn't happen. But listen, we have to be blindly optimistic here. But I mean, so we continue to have massive announcements. So we have the Weta Workshop announcing that they're getting integrated and partnered within Open, but then also Neo Tokyo, which is a huge arm in the Web3 side, which was a project that was started by arguably two of the biggest NFT and crypto YouTubers, Elio Trade and Alex Becker, and they're going to be a part of this, and this is what they had to say regarding it. We're very excited to announce our partnership with Visit Open. Open is a genre-defining, multi-biome, multi-IP, and multi-mode battle royale gaming experience. as I've said, how in the world are we at the point when we have that lengthy of a title to describe a game? Now, I guess that shows that it's cool, it's super in-depth, but what in the halibut does that mean? And Neo Tokyo is proud to begin a long-term partnership advancing gaming together. Citizens, which is like what they call their NFT holders, can look forward to seeing Neo Tokyo IP within the game, plus more to be revealed very soon. Check out a first look of the Whisperer in the flesh or circuits. So again, the metaverse, the agents, all this stuff, the buzzwords are unbelievable. True. And I mean, it's funny because every single company in the space uses it, but I mean, I don't even know if you can phrase it in a different term. You know what I'm saying? It's only the beginning, says everyone. The accumulation here is crazy. What the hell are we accumulating? Apparently cats. T-minus 6 days, 15 hours, if you know, you know. So, CryptoKitties, one of the original collections that really kind of took off for the NFT craze. A lot of people, well, I mean, myself included, say that, back in 2021, NBA Top Shot kicked off the bull run for that. A lot of people credit CryptoKitties for several years before that really kicking things off, and they recently started to sell these eggs, and there's not a whole lot of them, but to reflect a little bit, they had an insane price increase where I think in the title, the CryptoKitty resurges as its egg NFT soars by over 40%. And at one point, these eggs were $810. And I mean, this article was on September 6th. So literally 20 days ago, $800. Right now, the eggs are going for $327. So be cautious. Every time we see something, we do have some excitement, but I don't know. What the hell is TMA talking about? Are CryptoKitties, what are we doing? What's going on? Alex Becker is a part of Neo Tokyo. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And good to see you, Mr. Fire Badger. Ripple, we've been following, trying to see what they are doing with their stablecoin. This is a very interesting X account if you're wanting to follow. This is the highest amount that they've minted this far, 5,515 Ripple US dollars minted at the Ripple USD Treasury. So most of these have been very, very small transactions. This one happened yesterday at 1:36 p.m. Biggest one so far. What are we expecting? And when are we expecting that to really start cranking up? All right, Beanie, if you're thinking about a crypto startup, you got to consider where the money is flowing because that's where your customers are. You may not like it for whatever reason, but the trend has been pretty obvious. Solana continues to capture most of the money and Ethereum is losing most. Now, I have to admit, I don't really follow a whole lot of the different NFT collections within Solana. I would say we cover like larger crypto news, and the general NFT space and whatnot, but I do, I'm not stupid. I understand that we cover like the Ethereum NFTs a lot, but I mean, holy smokes, looking at this chart to see how much is going into Solana versus what it seems like is coming out of Ethereum. Jeez. How many chains can there be? Are we using the narratives? What's going on? What new ones are coming out or which ones aren't on this list will end up being on it? Very, very interesting. And it's funny too, because half of these, you're just going to look at them and be like, okay, Polygon, I remember having to deal with that back in the day for Zrun. Starknet, they told us that we were going to get an airdrop, but then it wasn't, so we hate it. BNB chain, nobody uses that. Bitcoin, you might have gotten in an ordinals mint at a point, might be familiar with the token, but you really go out there and be in that ecosystem. Obviously, some people absolutely, from the node monkeys to the Bitcoin puppets. Ethereum, a lot of people connect over that, but it's funny when we, take a step back and reflect. Bored Ape Yacht Club, Improbable, and MLB. I guess they decided to put apes within the video game. If you haven't seen, MLB is actually kind of one of the more forward-facing brands that is trying to do something for the metaverse. I guess if we'll just call it that, I guess digital experiences. This is some of the apes within the experience and showing that. I don't know. I don't think this was like shown on live TV, probably for good reason. But I mean, these are all the people hanging out on the event, and then they play a baseball game. So if you don't have MLB.TV, you're able to go to this experience. You're in a metaverse. You're watching a game. You're able to talk with other people. Remedy saying, "I'm going to catch a homer." Is it cringe? Is it cool? What's your thoughts? Pitch, you got $200 from Stark. Thank you for a triple Whopper on a Wednesday. I think there's a deal on those ones. I'll take an iced tea to go as well. Apparently in America, your guys' iced tea is like completely different than what it is in Canada. Like when you ask for an iced tea in Canada, it tastes good. In the States, when you do that, just Garbage. All right, Zagabond, check out Cool Cats. Why the hell is Yuzuki guy talking about Cool Cats? We had Garga from BAYC also out there being like, yo, I need to move this chat box down so you guys can see that stuff. I don't know if this is better or worse in between. Yeah, who you got to tell me. Where do I put this chat box? I'm panicking. But I mean, it's cool, right? Like we're seeing all these people suddenly support Cool Cats that don't really know why per se. Is there another like partnership that's coming? Is it just teams supporting each other? Cool to see nonetheless. Imagine catching Otani's record-breaking home run in the metaverse. True. Yo, imagine they did that kind of stuff, the virtual and the physical. That's great. Clip that. I'm panicking. That's going in the soundboard, baby. Kalios, AI plus blockchain are colliding. Prepare for a supercharged explosion with AI, Wayfinder, and Parallel Colony at the center of it. Again, been watching Parallel. What's going on with Wayfinder? Very interesting as well for Futureverse. I'm pretty sure Alex at one point said that the Wayfinder might actually be infringing on some of the patents, and they've talked about how people can go through the platform of ASM. They're going to highlight different collections and help bring more players to it, but they are really all about that patent life. So we'll see what comes of that and if there is anything there or not between those two players. You know what I mean? All right. 1.65 ETH for Digital Land. Guys, do you think Digital Land is dead? Well, apparently in Axie Infinity for the Mystic plot, somebody spent $4,289.13. 1.65 ETH. If I was going to give you 1.65 ETH right now, what would you go and buy? I would take a pretty large bet that almost every single one of you that are watching right now would not say a Mystic plot. Now, is that because of being uneducated? Maybe this is the play, right? You're going to spend $4,000 on an Xbox. Listen, does this have the Titans logo all over it, signed by the players? What is going on, Mr. Hunar? Oh, maybe the Nashville Predators, a little bit of Steven Stamkos. Okay, I see you. True. All right, segment again from the RWA Segments podcast that we've been doing. This is really cool. Matt Bartlett highlighting that he's a part of it as well. So to try to give a little bit of trust, and I've used this site before, obviously, but hi, Futureverse, Party Bear, and Fluff World fam. We at Segment, and especially our CEO, Matt Bartlett, are big Futureverse supporters, and that's why we'd like to invite you to claim your bonus Segment XP. So you're able to go to that site and redeem your different XP. Again, they are waiting for the right market fit, focusing more on RWA assets. Very cool site. And if you have stuff that you are starting to put on chain in the RWA space, be sure to reach out to them because they're partnering with a lot of cool players. So Core Protocol, have any of you Fishertons been out there trying this? Because to be honest, I have no idea what the hell it is. So Core Protocol Founders Pass. Core Protocol, backed by Animoca Brands, is a revolutionary entertainment infrastructure that empowers creators like Black Mirror and Deadmau5 to manage, distribute, and monetize their IPs on-chain using AI-driven tools and applications. So, at the start of the stream, do you remember Audius, who was one of the individuals that was highlighted as being on that site? It was Deadmau5. And there it is again. Does this start looking like the Snoop Dogg, where Snoop Dogg's a part of everything? What's going on? So Core Protocol, powering the largest on-chain IP economies. It's backed by Intangible, Mousetrap, Black Mirror, Beatport, Relevator, Penelnix, Animoca Brands. I'm kind of curious when we think of celebrities, right? Does it have a difference compared to brands? And more buzzwords pitched? Hey, listen, I agree. But you see these things, okay, it's got 100,000 followers, it's got about 50 of the same, which to me that seems a little bit weird, but it is what it is. $1 billion in IP partnerships to come on chain, network of 100 million plus active users. We just had Story Protocol coming out saying, hey, they're doing all the IP. We have this Core Protocol saying they're doing all the IP. We have Readyverse who's out there saying, hey, if you have IP, you can come and use the Readyverse standard. There's all these different players. And I don't really know what to believe. But I saw this on the timeline at the same time, which was kind of interesting. And on that RWA Segments podcast, we have interviewed David Garrett. He's from Divin Labs. And huge piece about tokenizing wine. But he says, when Tony Parker, former NBA All-Star and world champion, is hosting an exclusive wine tasting at his house, you show up. Cheers to the lucky Divin Labs Chateau Saint Laurent allocation token holders who RSVP'd already. So when we talk about the real world assets, and we played that clip a little bit earlier about how the more tangible aspects, well, imagine you had these NFTs, you got wine for it, but then you're also able to go hang out with Tony Parker at his exclusive wine tasting. Unbelievable. Kind of cool. All right, insane news regarding the FTX vaults that were bought before was it Sotheby's or was it the other one? I think it was Sotheby's. It wasn't Christie's. Myself and SenETH have acquired the FTX, BAYC, and Punk vaults. Some of the most incredible apes sat there for years. 32 apes and 5 punks. Open to moving some. If you are seriously interested, feel free to DM. So of this, they have 4 trippies. We got a multi-grin. They have 2 gold apes. Barring other ones on the side. Spacesuit. Imagine buying the bags off of FTX. Probably for a hell of a discount, too. Probably for a hell of a discount. All right. Cool Cats got their new show, their new episode, number 3. Wait, it's a minute? Nah, there's no way. Is it actually a minute? 3 hours ago. Okay. Here's a new Cool Cat show.
Here comes my midday lull. Hit me with that hot, juicy bean water. Chugs, chugs. Oh no, my lull. Chugs!
Sorry, Chugs is actually taking a sick day.
Chugs is sick. Sick tag.
He's definitely sick.
Poor little guy.
I heard about Chugs. How sick is he? It's gonna be okay. I'm sure Chugs will be back in the saddle in no time.
Wait, hang on. So when you said
He's so sick. He's just so sick.
about my coffee.
Why in the halibut was that so short? I'm so confused. What in the world? Wouldn't that make these being able to get like cranked out super, super quick? I mean, it was cool for the character development, I guess. And I mean, I couldn't really tell you any of the like characters within the story. You know what I mean? Like we watched the Doodles, Dullsville, and that one was about 20 minutes long. And again, if you haven't seen that one and you're wanting to watch like 3-ish Fridays ago or something on the live streams, we have it labeled. And if you're wanting to go back and watch, it's at the end. It is time stamped within that video. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if we can call that like an episode. Bitch, I kind of agree with that. I think the animation's really good. The voice acting sounded decent. Like I don't really have any complaints for it. Like the character development worked. You gave like the idea that, okay, Chugs is this rebellious character that's a milk jug. But like, what the hell? How in the world are we doing like 2-minute clips? How in the world are we doing 2-minute clips? And then, I mean, for this other one, 1:49, 2 minutes. And these are, you know, so the last one was 9 months ago. So going back to the point of like, okay, well, how fast are these things coming out? How long does it take to make? Like, again, the animation, everything looks cool, but holy smokes, for like a minute. Yeah. Was that a teaser? Well, it says episode 3. So I I don't know. I guess so. But that's going to be it for this edition of XFeed. Listen, we got Pitch Dark in the house. We got Hunar in the house. We got Divine Hypnotoad in the house. We got Fire Badger Gaming in the house. Who else do we got? Yo, Mr. Bill Green a little bit early on. DJ Toasty early on as well. Unbelievable. Kind of insane. Appreciate you guys coming through as per usual. Again, try to spell out per usual. Do per usual, but try to figure out how to spell per usual. I don't think it'll happen. Listen, if you can prove it, I don't think it'll happen. Anyway,